Guten Erev Shabbos and a good Yom Tov. Today is Yutes Kislev, the day that the Alter Rebbe was released from Russian imprisonment for his spreading Torah and Yiddishkeit. And today is also the yahrzeit of the Baal Shem Tov. Both the Baal Shem Tov and the Alter Rebbe emphasize the importance of every single individual, even if they're not scholarly or they haven't achieved great things in life. We still need to treat them with dignity and express a love and a care and concern for them. Which leads me to the value which we're going to discuss today, and that is the value of treating everybody with respect and not, God forbid, embarrassing someone. The Gemara relates a story of the great Mar Ukva. There was a pauper who lived in his community, and Mar Ukva would go every single day and put 4 coins through a slot in the door. He didn't want the poor person to even see him. One day, Mar Ukva came with his wife, and it was just about to put the coins through the slot in the door, and the person started to open the door, and Mar Ukva and his wife ran away, and they actually hid in a furnace which had been raked, but it was still quite hot, to the point that Mar Ukva's feet were singed. His wife's feet were not singed. He was a little bit upset. Why did you merit? Why were you blessed in that way that your feet weren't singed? His wife explained to him, she said, when I give charity, I actually give them food. They don't have to do anything to prepare it. You give them money, so you're to step away from making the charity usable. Anyways, the Gemara says, why did Mar Ukva and his wife go to such extremes to run away and hide in a furnace? And the Gemara says, because we learn from this week's parsha, from the story of Yehuda and Tamar, that it's preferable to be thrown into a burning furnace rather than embarrass someone. And this is derived from the fact that Tamar was willing to risk being burned rather than humiliate Yehuda in public. Tosfos and other commentaries say that although in general we say there are 3 cardinal sins for which we must choose death over those sins, he says there's actually a 4th one, namely not to embarrass someone. As we see from Tamar, it's preferable to go into a burning furnace and not embarrass someone in public. This idea has halachic implications in many areas of Torah. I'd like to cite a few. The first example is from the laws of Kriyas HaTorah. When someone is reading the Torah in public on Shabbos and Shul, or on Monday or Thursday, the Torah brings that people should not, if he makes a mistake, people shouldn't just scream out loud and correct him, because that's embarrassing to the person who's reading the Torah. If the person makes a mistake which changes the very meaning of the word, which would disqualify the Kriyas HaTorah, then we have to find a way to delicately correct him. There are some of the commentaries who say one person should be selected to stand right next to the person reading the Torah, and he should be the one to correct, not everybody. Actually, the way we read the Torah today was established so not to embarrass anybody. It used to be that a person would be called up to the Torah, and he would read that portion of the Torah. But there were certain individuals who didn't know how to read the Torah appropriately. So they were embarrassed when it became their turn. So it was instituted that instead of every individual reading a part of the Torah, there's one person who's selected as the Balak Torah. He prepares adequately, and he reads the whole Torah. There's also a very fascinating halacha when it comes to Shalach Manas, that we give gifts of food to people on Purim. What was the reason for giving the gifts of food for Purim? One of the reasons brought is because there's a mitzvah of having a su'udah, a meal on Purim. And not everybody has the food to prepare. Not everyone has the food to make a meal. So they instituted this minhag, this mitzvah of giving food to people. But they don't just give to the people who don't have enough money to make their own food. They give the gifts of food to everybody, so not to embarrass someone who doesn't have. These are merely a few examples of the sensitivity and how halachas were instituted to protect the dignity, the honor of every single individual. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a spirited and joyous Yom Tov.